All right, we're gonna go over how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide with decimals in the real world. So here's our first question. So Angela is saving money to buy a $115 skateboard. After that, she wants to save for a pair of $57 shoes. She has saved $14.45, $32.49, and $16 through the various chores. So how much more money does she need to save for the skateboard? So we're only talking the skateboard here. So the skateboard is $115. Do we need to know how much the shoes are? No. So this is extra information. I don't need to use the shoes. So first I need to figure out how much has she saved all together. So I see that it's $14.45, $32.49, and $16. So I need to add those together. So when I add, I line up my decimals. And then this one does not have a decimal, but it's $16, and how many cents would it be? So we rewrite it as 16.00. So now I can line up my decimals and add. All right, when I add, I got 6294. So what do I do now? Well, it's not 6,294. That would not make any sense. So I do need to, when you add or subtract, you bring down that decimal straight down and put it there. So it makes sense because about $10 and $30 is $40 plus another 20 is so 10, I said 10, 30 is 40 plus another one is plus another is $60. Sorry. So now I have $62.94, and that's how much she has saved so far. So how much more money, it says, how much more does she need to save for the skateboard? Well, the skateboard is $115. So I have $115, and then I need to subtract the 62. But this $115 doesn't have any cents, so I'm going to add on my decimal. So it's $115.00. So I'm going to go ahead and put my decimal on there. So I have my decimals, and I can subtract how much she saved. So $62.94. So we'll go ahead and do that. Remember to regroup when you don't have enough. So when I subtracted, I made sure that I brought down my decimal, and I have $52.06. So that's how much more she needs. So it does say how much more does she need. She needs $52.06 more. So I'm going to go ahead and write that in a sentence. So I wrote she needs $52.06 more to afford the skateboard. Let's go to the next problem. All right, Avery wants to put carpet in his living room. The living room is 6.52 or 6 52 meters by 9 8/10 of a meter. Use the formula area equals length times width. So this is time. So now I need to multiply to find the area. Okay, so I'm going to do 6.52 times 9.8. When we multiply, we don't need to line up the decimals like we do with addition and subtraction. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply. So 8 times 2 is 16, regroup. 8 times 5 is 40, plus this one more is 41. Regroup the 4 tens. 8 times 6 is 48, plus 4 more is 52. Next place value, I am going to put a 0 as my placeholder. 9 times 2 is 18. Regroup the 1. 9 times 5 is 45, plus 1 more is 46. And then 9 times 6 is 54, plus 4 more is 58. So I need to now add those together. So then I would get 6, 9, 8, 13, and 6. I'm going to rewrite that over here. So I have 6, 3, 8, 9, 6. And then I need to count my decimals. And how we put our decimals in is we don't just bring it straight down like the others. We have to count over. So this is multiplying by 100 and then by 10 more. So that means that we have to, as a total, count 1, 2, 3. So I moved it over 3. Or I moved it over 1,000 total. So then I have to move it over 1,000 here. 1, 2, 3. So we divide by 1,000. Right? So then I have 63.896 meters squared is the area. Okay? Don't forget the meters squared. Let's go to the next problem. So Mr. Stanton bought 3 yards of fabric for $11.34. So I have this yards of fabric, and the total is $11.34. Okay? I want to figure out how much it is for 1 yard, right? So if he had 3 yards, right, I want to figure out what just this part is that 1 yard. So to do that, you would do 11.34 divided by 3. So how many times does 3 go into 11? 3 times. Subtract. You get 2. Bring down the 3. How many times does 3 go into 23? 7 times. So 7 times 3 is 21. Subtract, you get 2. Bring down the 4. And 3 goes into 24 8 times. Well, I'm not done because that doesn't make sense that I get $378 for 1 yard of fabric. So you do need to bring the decimal straight up, and it goes right here. It would make more sense. So how much per yard? It was $378 per yard. Let's go to the last problem. So the student council sold 60 rolls of wrapping paper for a fundraiser so they can buy a new sound system for $750. If each roll cost $5.75 and they sold it for a profit of $15.35, how much was their total profit? Can they afford the sound system? And then explain your answer. Okay, remember the profit is the difference between how much you sold your product for and how much you spent. So difference means that I need to subtract. So I'm going to subtract the difference. So I sold it for $15.35, but I had to give $5.75 away. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract $5.75. 5 minus 5 is 0. 3 minus 7 I can't do, so I'm going to regroup. So this becomes 13. 13 minus 7 is 6. Bring down the decimal. I can't do 4 minus 5, so I'm going to do 14 minus 5, and that is 9. So that means that I had a profit of $9.60 per roll. Okay, so that's for 1 roll. But they said that I needed for how many rolls? 60 rolls. So then I take this $9.60 and I have to figure out for how much for 60 rolls, so I'd multiply it by 60 or however many rolls that I sold. So I'm going to put a placeholder here and start with my 6. So 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 6 is 36. Regroup the 3. 6 times 9 is 54. Plus 3 more is 57. So now I need to count over how many decimal places I need to go. So 10, 100. So times 100. So 2 times. So 1, 2. So my decimal goes there. So that means that I have $576 is the profit, or how much they actually made. So do they have enough for the sound system? That's the actual question. Can they afford the sound system? So yes or no. So which one? So I have 576 and 750. Did they have enough? Well, no, because it's 750 minus 576. Seven, 6, 14, 7. So they need $174 more dollars. So my answer would be no. So they can't afford the sound system Yet they need $174. And that's it.